Radio Glamorgan.
Hello and welcome to the programme this afternoon. This is Chris and Fogg on Radio Glamorgan, supported by the Rotary Clubs of Cardiff. What have we got coming up today for us, Fogg?
Good question, Chris. We've got a lot coming up today. We've got our regular feature.
Our regular feature, it means nothing to me. You forgot the name of the feature then, Fogg.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chris.
What feature, what's it called?
It means nothing to me.
That's the one, that's what we're after. Professional start to the show as ever. Well done, and we've got some good music coming up.
Yeah, we've got some great music from Arctic Monkeys, from the Go Team, from Last Shadow Puppets.
Various other bands.
We've got a few things coming up, to be fair, Chris. We've got a couple of new features as well today.
Do you know the names of any of these features? Have they escaped you?
I do know them.
Do?
However, I think it might be better to save them, to spring them on the listeners.
Right, I'll take your word for it then that you remember them for now.
Oh yeah, no, I
we'll
do. I'll tell you off air, Chris.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. God, we don't want the listeners to get the impression you know what you're doing. That would be terrible. I was wondering, Fogg, are you aware at all? Are you familiar with the name Miley Cyrus?
No. Well, my entire knowledge of Miley Cyrus and the words is the fact that over the last few days, you telling me that we've got a new feature.
Well, no, I didn't say it's not a feature exactly. I just said I was going to tell you about Miley Cyrus.
Oh, you're just going to tell me about it?
I'm just going to, yeah.
I figured it was a feature.
No.
But that's all I know. Just you teasing me. I could have been proactive and then gone and tried to search it, but no, I didn't. I didn't know who Miley Cyrus was, but I heard the name around a couple of places. Okay.
It kind of mentioned in things, but I didn't really ever catch what it was about. And I can tell you, there are people going to be listening in now, going, "Who are these people that are so culturally unaware that they don't know who Miley Cyrus is?"
Really?
Really, because there are people who are going to know. But it's the actress who plays Hannah Montana. Have you heard of that? No, again, I mean, even I'd heard of Hannah Montana. You really are out of the loop. But I wouldn't worry, it's okay that you don't know as much about kids' TV as I do. I wouldn't feel ashamed about that.
I didn't even know it was kids' TV.
It's it's an American, it's a Disney thing.
Right. That'd be why I don't know it then, Chris.
Yeah, fair enough.
I haven't got any kids.
No, me either. But anyway, she's the star of this. As I say, there'll be people there going, how does he not know Hannah Montana? But because she's massive in America and over here as well.
Oh, really? She's
quite well known. But anyway, the reason that her name has been about in the press a bit recently, I looked her up on Google to find out who this person was, and it turns out there's this story that's been about her. There's been a bit of controversy going on because apparently she's 15 years old, and she had her photo taken by the photographer Annie Leibovitz for Vanity Fair magazine with no top on. Now she had a sheet covering her, all the appropriate areas, but and her back sort of facing the camera, but she was sort of topless there, and it's caused a bit of a stir because obviously she's working for Disney, and they're a bit dubious about this sort of thing.
No, I can imagine.
There's been a lot of controversy from parents who have been saying on internet forums and things like that. There's been groups getting together, people who are going to try and sort of burn Hannah Montana merchandise.
Yeah.
And
I was going to go for burn Hannah Montana then.
Burn Hannah Montana, tie her down. No, that's
not her fault.
No, that's not going to happen. But I think they would argue that it is her fault that she chose to pose for the photos. That's the thing. But here's the thing, Fogg. Right, I'm not advocating, 15-year-olds being photographed topless.
No,
I'm not pro that at all. Don't get me wrong. And I don't have kids. I don't know what sort of influence a role model like that would have on children. But what worries me more is the influence of parents who teach their kids that you can solve your problems by starting fires.
Yeah.
Talking of people listening, I'm a little bit annoyed. I have been checking the ratings, how we've been going on. We're still lagging behind Radio 1.
Oh.
Radio 2 are ahead of us.
You're joking.
Radio 4. Even Radio 3, which is largely just classical. They're getting more listeners day by day than Radio Glamorgan. Listeners, as Sean Connery was telling me about it, he said they're getting... No, what was that?
Go on, do that again, Chris.
They're getting more listeners.
That's Sean Connery from Somerset, obviously.
Yes, the Somerset Sean Connery. That's the only accent he can do. And he's never been asked to do it in a film ever. So he just has to stick to Scottish. If they cast him as Somerset, he's going, someone give me a Somerset.
They should put him in Hot Fuzz or something, shouldn't they?
They should do in the sequel to Hot Fuzz. Anyway, no, but I'm thinking, look, we've got to try and catch up with Radio 1 and the other station, try and get some more listeners in. We need to get some ideas and some features that are going to have broad appeal. I mean, I hesitate to use a phrase like lowest common denominator, but if that's what it comes down to, I think it needs to be done. I was trying to think in the week, what do people like? What do people... And I was thinking, what about... people like animals.
People do like animals.
People do like... I'm not particularly fond of...
Animals and kids. That's the two things that the old advertising
that's
people
true.
Always use. Animals and kids.
I'm not particularly fond of either, but I'm willing to pretend if it gets us more listeners, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, and so what I was thinking is maybe we could do a bit of a feature to do with animals.
Okay.
I've had an idea. I'm not sure how it would go, but I was thinking maybe we could play a record now and then get back to it and take it from there, our new animal-based feature.
Cool. Well, shall I go and try and do a bit of research on...
Yeah, well, okay, if you can do something during the next song, and we'll see if we can cobble something together.
Okay.
I've got an idea prepared, and we'll see if we can augment that, make it even better. You said you'd do some research yourself in the link. Have you found any facts about monkeys?
Yeah, I got a couple of facts about monkeys here.
I look forward to them.
Right, I got a list of 10 facts here, Chris.
Right. Well, we haven't got time for 10 tracks.
No,
There's music to be played. But
okay, I'll just pick up some of the highlights. All monkeys like to be clean, Chris. So, they have a barber monkey who cleans their fur. The barber monkey's reward is the bugs from the other monkey's fur. That's great, isn't it?
So one monkey does all the grooming?
Yeah, for the whole troop of monkeys. That's the other thing I found out.
Who grooms
a collection of monkeys is called a troop.
Who grooms the barber monkey? Does he just have to put like a little pudding bowl on his head and do himself?
I don't know. Well, I suppose if he has his days off, then he could get someone to cover for him.
So when he's booked some holiday, and then goes in for a groom. Have you got another one?
Yes. When monkeys yawn, it's not only because they're tired, but also because they're mad. As in angry, I think. But it's something to be aware of, though. If you see a monkey yawn...
It's an angry monkey.
He's going to get you.
So, what do they do? If they're tired, they won't yawn. Unless they're also angry.
They'll yawn if they're tired.
But also, so it could mean one of two things. Yeah. I see. Okay.
Like if we're angry, we kind of get steam coming out of our ears rather than yawning.
Yes, literally.
Yawn if we're tired.
You've learnt a lot about human behaviour from...
I watched Popeye.
Yeah, Looney Tunes. But okay, fair enough. I'm not sure you should be allowed to read any more monkey facts if this is the level of sort of journalism that you're going to bring to me. For humans to have steam coming out of their ears when they're angry, I don't think there's no more monkey facts.
Okay.
One more. No more monkey facts. We're going to have a song about monkeys instead.
Okay.
This is Toots and the Maytals and Monkey Man.